Hello everyone, this is Sajid Khod and I welcome you all to my channel Creative Tutorials with a very big heart. The children, today we are on our page number 9 and 10 of our textbook. Okay, where we'll be studying properties of angles formed by two parallel lines and a transversal. Basically, we have three properties based on the different types of angles which we had already studied. Okay, let us see today one by one what those properties are there to offer us. So, remember this, when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the angles formed in each pair of, number 1, corresponding angles, they are congruent. Number 2, alternate angles are also congruent. Number 3, interior angles are supplementary. Okay, this we had already seen that whenever we had two lines right now and one transversal was cutting it. Okay, we had seen that two lines and one transversal, this transversal used to cut the two lines in two distinct points, and at each point wherever these lines and transversal were intersecting, they were making 4 angles. So at 2 points they were making 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 angles. Here also, now the difference is over here is, instead of taking two normal lines, okay, we are going to take two parallel lines right now. And parallel lines, I had already explained it to you in my very first lecture of this chapter, in my very first video as well. Okay, that these two lines are such, okay, the distance between these two lines are equal, they will never intersect. That means the angle between these two lines is always 0 degrees. Okay, whenever lines are intersecting, they will make some angle or the other, maybe 10 degrees or 20 degrees, 45 degrees, whatever. Right now there are so many angles, okay, of different measures. But when we say parallel, okay, these lines will not intersect, okay, and they will have angle 0 degrees between them. Okay, that means the distance between two parallel lines will be always equal. Like you take example of your exam pad, right? You write on exam pad, right? So you will see that your exam pad is rectangular in shape, correct? So what you will do, so what you get, distance between that pad right now, this side and this side is always equal, correct? Even if you turn your pad, correct? Now what distance you get between two ends is always equal. That means those lines are parallel. Right, and there are many examples. You can take the borders of your doors, you can take the borders of your windows. Many are there, many n numbers, correct? Now you take one tiling are there on the floor. If you take a tile, you take the borders, same thing you will get over there as well. Okay, there are many, correct? Now, chalo, okay. So having been understood parallel lines, and now what we will take, now this time we will be taking two parallel lines and one transversal. Okay, so number of angles being formed by these two parallel lines and transversal will be the same exactly like those lines which were non-parallel lines. Right now, if you remember in those previous videos, these two lines, they were not parallel. Correct? Now one line was like this, one line was like this, or like this. Right now, that means if we would have extended those lines, excuse me, that means if we would have extended those lines would have come and intersected at one point. Okay, but these lines are not such. Okay, these lines, even if you extend, you keep on extending, they will keep on going on, but they will never intersect. That means they will never meet. And when they will never meet, this means that they will never make an angle. Okay, that means the angles between these two lines is always 0 degrees. All right. So our first property says that, but before going to the first property, let us see that in the adjoining figure, this one, line PQ is parallel to line RS. Line PQ is parallel to line RS. This is the symbol of parallel lines. Okay, this I had already taught you in the previous video. Okay, and line AB is a transversal. AB is a transversal line which cuts our one line, okay, which cuts our other two lines, correct, now are called as transversals. Okay, so these are the two parallel lines, and this is the line which is cutting our transversals, our parallel lines. That means this is our transversal. Now with this information, let us see the first property. First property is of property of corresponding angles. So what we study over here, when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, right? So that means two parallel lines is intersected by a transversal, the angles formed in each pair of what? Corresponding angles are congruent. Okay. Now what corresponding angles are? How are they formed? Correct? This all we have finished in our previous videos. Okay, those students who have not seen those videos, I suggest you, okay, to please go to those videos and watch those videos in full, so that you understand the concept of those angles, which is very, very important for you to understand this part as well. Okay, it's very simple. You can easily go there and see. I already made a playlist for you. So once you hit one video, you will get all videos in sequence. Okay, so the very first lecture of this chapter is based on that only. Okay, so let us see now. So first property is here. So angle AMP. Where is angle AMP? Angle AMP. This angle. Okay, is congruent to angle MNR. MNR. That means this angle and this angle. If I remember, my dear children, I had taught to you that corresponding angles are those angles, okay, which are made on the same side of the transversal. So you see, this side is same, right, for this angle as well as this angle. Okay, that means they are on the left hand side of the transversal, and both the angles will be either above the line or below the line. So here the angles are above the line. So this is that angle and this is that angle. Okay, so this side is above the line, this side is above the line. Okay, so angle AMP and angle MNR, they will make one pair of congruent angles, and that too they will be congruent. Why they are congruent? Because these two lines are parallel. Okay, you will see that the same angles were being formed there as well. Okay, in our previous videos we had seen, but they were not congruent because these two lines were not given to us as parallel. Correct, na? So for these pairs of angles, like corresponding angles or alternate angles, to be congruent, it is very, very essential. It is very, very important that these two lines must be parallel. Okay, that is the condition. All right, chalo. All right. Second pair is angle AMQ. What is angle AMQ? AMQ. Let us come on the right hand side of the transversal now. So right hand side of the transversal says angle AMQ is congruent to angle MNS. Now you see this angle and this angle. Correct? Now you see both the angles are on one side or on the same side of the transversal. In this case, they are on the right hand side of the transversal, and both are above our lines. You see, this angle is above this line. This angle is above this line. So angle AMQ and angle MNS, they form one congruent pair of corresponding angles. This one. Alright. Now let us come at the bottom part. Angle PMN. Where is angle PMN? Angle PMN. That is this angle they are talking about now. Now you can clearly see that this angle is on the left side of the transversal and below the line. That means the pair to be congruent with this should be also on the left hand side of the transversal and below the other line. So other line given to us is RS, okay, and this is that angle. So this will be congruent to angle RNB, okay. So this angle is the pair. So this angle is also on the left hand side of the transversal and below the line, okay. So angle PMN is congruent to angle RNB. They make one pair of corresponding angles which are congruent. And why they are congruent? Let me repeat one more time for you. Because these two lines are given to us as parallel. If these two lines were not being given to us as parallel, okay, then these angles wouldn't have been congruent. Alright, so now let us see the fourth pair, angle QMN. Angle QMN. It is this angle now. If you see clearly, this angle is below the line and on the right side of the transversal. So the other pair, correct? So the pair which will go with this angle to be congruent, okay, will be again on the right hand side of the transversal and below the other line. So other line given to us is this one and transversal is this one. So right hand side is this one. So this will be the angle. So S and B will be the angle. Okay, therefore the fourth pair is angle QMN congruent to angle SNB. Alright, so see dear children, we had clearly seen there are four pairs of corresponding angles which are congruent, and those angles are congruent because these two lines are given to us as parallel. I hope this is very clear to one and all. Perfect. Let us go to our second property. Second property says that property of alternate angles. That means when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the angles formed in each pair of alternate angles are congruent. Okay, now how alternate angles are formed, again we had covered that part in that video, that is video number 1 of this chapter. Okay, so please go there and have a look on that video as well, in case if you're getting confused. Okay, come on, let us see here now. Now here, as far as alternate angles are concerned, I had taught to you that there are two branches. One is interior alternate angles and the other one is exterior alternate angles. So interior alternate angles, what are interior? Interior angles are those angles which are formed within the lines, correct now? And exterior angles are those angles which are formed outside the lines. Okay, so angles formed inside the lines are this and this, correct now? So that means as far as our interior alternate angles are concerned, we will take care of these 4 angles. Alright, so angle PMN, okay, is congruent to angle MNS, correct no? So alternate angle is one is here and one is here. If you remember, I had taught to you this in my previous videos also, that if this is the transversal, one pair is on this side, the other one is on this side of the transversal. For second pair, if we take this angle into consideration, our pair with this angle will be on the opposite side, okay, opposite and other end of the transversal. Okay, so similarly, if I take this angle, the opposite and other end is this one. So this and this angle. So angle PMN is congruent to angle MNS. Alright. The other pair is angle QMN. Angle QMN. Now they are talking about this angle. So other angle the opposite and on the other end is this angle. So QMN will be congruent to angle MNR. Okay, angle MNR. Okay, dear children, I hope this is very clear to all of you. Great. Then comes our exterior alternate angles. Exterior angles, I just told you for some time back that those angles are found outside the parallel lines. Correct, na? So outside the parallel lines are these, this and this angles. Correct, na? You see, अंदर वाला देखो 1 2 3 4 ये चारों एंगल्स जो हैं ये लाइंस के अंदर ही अंदर बन रहे थे. अब बाहर के एंगल्स जो है वो ये है. ये एक लाइन के बाहर के एंगल्स है, इस लाइन के ये बाहर के एंगल्स है. तो ये 4 एंगल्स बनने वाले हैं इनके जरिए से. ओके, so first pair is angle AMP. So angle AMP, so this angle, correct na? So if I take this angle and this is my transversal, so on the opposite side and other end will be this angle, correct? So SNB, so that is angle SNB. So these two angles, angle AMP and angle SNB, they form our one pair of congruent exterior alternate angles. And the second pair is angle AMQ, this side of the transversal, AMQ. You see, this is a line. और ये एंगल जो है लाइन के बाहर है. ओके, तो बाहर है इसलिए एक्सटीरियर है. तो ए एंड क्यू, तो ये हमारा ट्रांसवर्सल है. दूसरा साइड जो लाइन के बाहर आएगा, ओके, जो लाइन के बाहर वाली लाइन ये साइड है, तो ये एंगल आएगा. सो एंगल ए एंड क्यू इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू एंगल आर एंड बी. Okay, so see, angle A and Q is congruent to angle R and B. So this is the other pair, okay, of exterior alternate angles which are congruent. Okay, so in this way we had taken care of our second property as well, which is talking to us about alternate angles with two branches. One is interior and one is exterior. I hope both are very clear to you. Okay, in case if you have any doubt, beta, doesn't matter. Okay, pause the video, rewind it, watch the video again and again. Okay, definitely you will get it. Okay, nothing is impossible. Chalo. Then let's come to our third property, that is property of interior angles. Okay, so what is our third property? When two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. So two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. The angles formed in each pair of interior angles are supplementary. Okay, so if you remember, interior angles are those angles which are formed within the lines and on the same side of the transversal, either left or right. Okay, right now this is the only difference in interior alternate angles and interior angles. For interior alternate angles we just saw here, Okay, that if this is the transversal, one angle is here, the other is on this side. Second pair, if one angle is here, the other angle is on this side, right? But what happens is, when we take care of our interior angles, okay, if this is the transversal and if I take this angle into consideration, okay, the pair with this angle will be on the same side of my transversal. Okay, I hope it's very clear. If I take this angle into consideration, my pair making congruent pair, my congruent pair with this angle will be on the same side of my transversal. Okay, this is the only difference is between interior angles and interior alternate angles. So our interior angle property says that measure angle PMN. So PMN. So interior angles means this, and this. Right? So basically our interior angles are only this 1, 2, 3, 4. So whatever property number 3 is there, okay, we will deal with only these 4 angles. So if I take these 2 angles first, so measure angle PMN plus measure angle MNR, this angle and this angle, okay. These 2 angles, when I add them, I will get 180 degrees. Why? Because they are given us as supplementary. And if you remember, in our 7th standard, we had already covered these 2 terminologies. Right now, one is complementary, which means 90 degrees in measure. Other one is supplementary, which means 180 degrees in measure. Okay, so this comes to 180 degrees. The other pair is angle QMN and angle MNS, this angle and this angle. So therefore measure angle QMN plus measure angle MNS, okay, is equal to 180 degrees. Alright, so I hope that all the 3 properties were very clear to each and everyone. So I hope that if all these properties were clear and very well understood by you, you must have definitely enjoyed the video as well. Okay, so my dear children, start loving your subject, okay, start loving your books, start studying, pick them up, go through them, okay, take up your paper, take a pen in your hand, start writing, start solving them, right? Slowly they will come in control. So don't worry, everything is possible, okay. There is nothing in the world which is not possible, okay, because even impossible, this word, okay, if you break this word, it says that I am possible. If you bring all these things, 3 things together, they make the word impossible. But even impossible says that I am possible, right now. So there is nothing in the world which is not possible. Yes, it might so happen that it may be difficult for a few students, okay, but it's okay. It's okay, right now. There are many teachers, there are many scholars, there are many scientists right now, those who are very famous today. They have got name and fame today, but a day was there in their life where even they were struggling right now to achieve those goals. Correct? So whatever phase they had gone through during those days, right now, those days are yours today. Who knows that tomorrow somebody among you might become a scientist. Correct? You never know. So keep your self-motivation, your self-confidence always on the top, okay? Never let it down and everything will be alright with you as well, okay? So I love you all. Keep smiling, keep cheering, okay? Keep studying, keep working, help others, okay? Let the education go everywhere, okay? Let everybody get education in free, okay? And let's live and prosper together. With that, I'm done with my video. I hope that you must have enjoyed, and if you think that I have done justice with my job, okay, and if you have loved my way of teaching you, it's a humble request to please do like, share and subscribe my channel, okay? And see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.